I'm sorry, bro, you're an AI white man. I don't think you count. I have found what is, in my opinion, an AI scam gardening brand on Threads. And I want to expose them and teach you how to expose them too. We moved recently, so just ignore. I have a slight head cold, so well, sorry. Sound a little weird. What do I mean by AI scam? I want to clarify this because I think when people hear scam, I think your first thought often is you're going to pay money and either not get anything at all or get something completely different than what you paid for, something that isn't at all useful, right? And that's not quite what I'm talking about in this situation. What I mean is that you'll pay this brand money and you'll get something, but what you're going to get is a ChatGPT generated product that you could have just gotten for free, like anywhere else. I really just want to walk you through the red flags that alerted me to the scamminess here so that you can recognize some of these tricks and like AI grifts for yourself. Hi, I'm Palmer. This is my first time doing like a scam reveal video, so let me know if you enjoyed this and subscribe. I really enjoyed hunting this info down and bringing this scumbag to justice. Let me know what you think. To set all this up, I've been on Threads a lot recently. Please follow me if you wish. I don't post a ton, but apparently now I hunt down gardening scams, so follow if you like that. I interact with a lot of plant and gardening accounts because that is an interest of mine. There's a few. Here's a picture of all my plants in one room from when we were moving. A lot of plants, not enough. It's never enough. That's how I first stumbled on Self Eco Farm. I started following this account a little while back, completely unaware of all of this, because at quick glance, just a thread or two of theirs, they offered legit sounding practical gardening advice, particularly advice about sustainable gardening and gardening in small spaces, which are both of like specific interest to me. And like some of the information that they offered is information that I know to be valuable, like this comment about like, you know, soaking a banana peel in water and that resulting water is good for your plants. Use that as plant. Yeah, that's like I do that. Seems legit, checks out. I know about some of these and know they're good. Cool. A few days ago, they posted this very interesting to me thread about how to grow vegetables in a small space, like an apartment balcony. So I was super interested in the information being shared. I read the whole thread. I was very intrigued. They describe multiple different techniques for growing vertical gardens, and they claim they've done this in their own apartment and had amazing success, resulting in multiple pounds of vegetable they grew on their apartment balcony. This brings us to the foyer of red flag number 1. Being intrigued in all this information, my very first thought upon finishing reading the thread is that I really wanted to see some pictures of like any one of these setups. I want to try and do one of these methods. These sound doable, possibly. And if you've done these in your own apartment, like you've said, surely you have some documentation, you have some pictures of like at least one of these setups with all the you didn't take a picture, you grew 60, however many pounds of cucumber in 8 square inches and you didn't fucking take a picture of that? What I quickly came to realize is this brand is making really big claims with no proof, at least none here on Threads. They're saying they're having these what seem like crazy yields, but I'm not well versed enough in vertical vegetable gardening to know if this is even possible or not. Wouldn't you have pictures to share with your audience? Hot tip, hot, free, fresh business advice. You should. If you're selling something, say a PDF of gardening tips, you should have pictures. You should have some kind of proof. These techniques helped you grow all this stuff? Let's see at least one technique. Let's see some of the stuff. No pictures equals no real results. I already have a reason not to trust this brand. I haven't even gone to their website. All I've done is think critically about one post. But hey, benefit of the doubt. It's Threads. It's a text platform. They want you to go somewhere, probably a website, and buy something from them. Maybe the pictures on the website. I bet you everything's explained on the website. I'm sure the website's, I'm sure everything's on the website. Let's just go to the website. There's a lot of red flags on this website. Let's start with the most glaring of all, and that is red flag number 2, AI Frank. Frank. What are we gonna do with you? I watched Pleasant Green's video, Don't Buy Stuff from Old AI People, a few days ago. No idea how relevant it was immediately going to become in my life. It's a great video. and like speaks to the enormity of this issue. So please, I'll put a card for it here. Please go watch it if you're interested. Frank's not real, guys. Frank is obviously not real. If you're looking at Frank going, what, he looks real, zoom in. Zoom in, open it on mobile. That's easier for you to just pinch it open with your fingers. See how he gets wispy around the edges? I'm sure there's some term for that. I don't know it. I just know to look for it. I feel like 70 to 80% of the time, that's my giveaway. That something is AI generated. You know, if I can't immediately look at something and be like, oh, obviously AI, if I'm like, let me look a little closer, this wispiness is generally the telltale sign that you will find, that I tend to find. So knowing that now, Frank isn't real, the immediate correct action that your brain should take from here is to flag everything that references Frank as completely untrustworthy. Frank isn't real. Anything that is built on the basis of Frank being a real guy is a lie. That includes all the products being sold here. Now, obviously, some human is behind all of this in some capacity. The only human thing I've seen from this brand is they replied to a few people in threads. I'm not sure if I got screenshots of those or not. I might have, let me check. I will say the way that they responded to people made me think that they're probably on the younger side. I don't have any hard proof for that. That's who I assume, though. If I'm going to assume somebody is like running a full AI business, I sort of am going to assume that that's somebody younger. Frank is more likely to be a 15-year-old from Iowa than he is to actually be like an old gardener that just is, you know, used AI to do this. Frank in reality has probably never touched grass in their life. Frank doesn't know how to garden. Frank couldn't stay in their seat during the Minecraft movie. So when you're reading the information this brand is sharing on threads or wherever, it's not the gardening advice of a sage old gardener who's been working the land and learning its rhythms for decades. You're more likely interacting with an internet-addicted child who is decent at coming up with AI prompts. Is that who you want to take gardening advice from? And that's really the scam at work here. Gardeners trust old gardeners because we know how long it takes to really learn the nuances of working with the earth. We know how valuable that wisdom can be. If the person running this is actually an old gardener or like a protege of an old gardener, show us. Let's see you. Let's see you and Frank. Only picture on the website, small picture of a fake guy. In addition, I found a pretty glaring typo down here in one of these boxes where they're giving you the visual like, they're way bad, are way good. Immediately below the line where it says Frank's gardening tips, it refers to Jake's gardening tips. Who the fuck is Jake? That brings us to red flag number 3. No substance. On closer examination, this is a very template-y website with no actual information of substance on it really at all. It's just little boxes of text that could easily have been generated by AI. All of this sounds like ChatGPT to me. There's not even any real contact information. There's an email address that's a Gmail address. There's not even a physical, like, address. Isn't this a farm? Like, it says Self-Eco Farm. Are you a farm or what? Is this Frank's farm or not? Like, I'm sure there is somebody actually checking this email address from time to time, but it ain't Frank. This literally looks like someone typed, build me a website to sell gardening PDFs into ChatGPT, and this is what it shat out. We've got AI Frank and AI website. Let's keep checking out the website. Let's keep digging and see what they're actually selling here. They're selling gardening PDFs, and they're acting like it's very urgent that you buy them right now. That brings us to red flag number 4, scammy marketing tactics. There's lots of common, just crappy, dumb marketing tactics that you have seen on websites for years. There's these simple comparison infographics, claim we're better than the old way. But again, this is just AI generated crap. There's no proof or demonstrable results. This is just words. They're before and afters, and these are either just stock images or AI images. These could be anyone's vegetables. They could have even shopped Frank in with the vegetables to try and give this a little credibility. They didn't even do that. These are just random pictures of vegetables, literally. We have no evidence that Frank or a student of Frank's grew these. And they just have all the dumb trick. The big unmissable sale, way down from $99. Gotta get it while it's on sale. Please don't pay $99 for a gardening PDF on the internet. Please don't. There's the fake scarcity. Oh, there's only a few units left at this price. Oh no. Once 2 more people buy them, it's gonna shoot back up to $99. No, it's not. It's not. I promise you. This is one of the oldest marketing tricks in the book, Frank, if that is your real name, which we know it's not. So now that I have all these red flags, let's go back to the Threads account and look with fresh eyes, shall we? Notice when you actually scroll through this brand's posts that they use the same formula for posts again and again and again. Notice the similarities between this. In each hook, they're using numbers and all caps to grab your attention, and then keeps you reading by offering numbered tip after numbered tip. You want to read the whole list. Our brains want to complete things. We want to get to the end of the list. What's at the end of the list? Again, they're probably going to ChatGPT or Claude or something and saying, make me compelling hooks for Threads so that people buy my gardening PDFs. And here's the biggest, most enraging tip-off. Just like they did on the website, using an old sage figure to make their info, make their product look more legit, they're doing that in these posts, but they're swapping out what kind of sage figure from post to post. And hilariously, Frank never even comes up. Sometimes it's just an old gardener, which I guess could be Frank, but then sometimes it's an Appalachian gardener, maybe Frank's Appalachian, but then why is it on the website? I find that people from Appalachia, particularly again, people that work with the earth, are very proud of being from Appalachia. I don't know why they wouldn't be mentioned elsewhere. Sometimes it's a Japanese gardener. I don't think that's Frank. And then they used the example of an indigenous person. Now, I've worked in social media and marketing for many years. Some of the work I'm doing right now is ghostwriting on a platform for business owners. So I know and I completely understand the reasoning for using a formula for crafting sales posts like this. I understand if you're running a business, you want something that's going to catch somebody's eye and be more likely to convert. Something that's going to hook people in and drive them down your funnel toward your offer. I get it. Here's the thing. It shouldn't be every post. Don't make every post a pitch. There's more free business advice. Don't make every post a pitch. And don't post the same fucking pitch with different elders swapped in. And don't use indigenous identity to sell your shit unless you're actually part of that community. And Frank, I'm sorry, bro, you're an AI white man. I don't think you count. It's just some of the laziest shit I've ever seen. We're just gonna have some tea. Viewer, if you're sitting here being like, oh no, I have a new website and it's not perfect and I did kind of have to use a template because I've never made one before and it probably does have some typos and I did have to put a couple stock images in because I've only just gotten started and I don't have a big portfolio yet. If your marketing is honest about who you are and what you offer to your customers, what value you give them, and why they should buy from you, that's all that matters. The marketing here is dishonest, and that's my issue with it. Aside from also being lazy and stupid and hurting the planet. Why I hate it so much. This person is charging you $20 for information you can get for free. They're pretending that you're getting this valuable info from the lived experience of a seasoned human gardener, or a couple, if you believe their Threads post, which you shouldn't. But there is no proof of that. What there is proof of is someone really loving AI. So that's my expectation for this product, is that they asked ChatGPT to make them these checklists that they're selling. Something literally anyone can go do for free. Something about this being gardening makes this more upsetting to me because the person engaging with this brand, the person more likely to buy one of these checklists is someone like me, someone that loves gardening, loves working with the plants, loves working with the earth. And the information you're giving me is not only possibly inaccurate, since it's probably just been spat out by an AI model, which are not trying to be accurate. They're just replicating stuff they've scraped off the internet, which can be wrong. It is definitely not worth what you're charging, since you're not in any way giving me proof that your techniques work. Not to mention, you have done and are continuing to do, assuming you're going to continue to churn out formulaic threads posts that you have an AI model write for you, active harm to the planet. Something most gardeners don't like. If you're here listening, I assume you already know about the insane resource demands of these AI models. You're wasting gallons and gallons of water to sell shitty PDFs that you didn't even write. Here's the other thing, is this is predatory behavior. This brand is preying on its audience's anxiety about American life right now. So many of us, especially those of us that have green thumbs, are thinking about ways that we can be more self-reliant, thinking about ways we can grow food that's safe for us to eat amid everything that's going on in our fucking government right now. I don't have any issues with people selling PDFs. I prefer seeing that to seeing people selling t-shirts that are going to end up ultimately strangling wildlife in the global south. I'd rather see people selling ideas rather than stuff. We don't need more stuff. I do have a problem with seeing people selling lazy AI slop. Self-eco-farm, be better. Create something of real value for people or fuck off. What you're selling right now is scammy and lazy. And every single thing about your platforms, your funnel, tells me that your shit is not worth paying for. Think critically. I think many of us catch some of these things, some of these red flags, but can be convinced by or totally miss the rest. Maybe you catch the AI, but you miss the name typo. Maybe you're not on threads and you don't see how formulaic this whole thing is. Maybe you get part of the picture, but the rest is convincing. Maybe that picture of Frank looks convincing to you. I'm here to tell you to trust the first doubting instinct you have when interacting with really anything online, but especially websites that look like this.
I have doubts.
And brands on social media trying to sell you something. If something tweaks your doubt, trust that feeling. Pay attention to it. When we say to think critically, this is really what critical thinking boils down to. Don't approach from a place of automatic trust. Approach with the mindset of distrust and make a brand work to prove their actual value to you. Make them work to prove why you should spend your time, your attention, your money with them. Find better resources. The information in these checklists and information better tailored to like your specific region are all available from either different, more established, trustworthy sources online, like the Farmer's Almanac. There are definitely many other legit gardeners online, on socials, offering checklists in PDF, helpful, quick, downloadable info things that I would trust way more than I would trust something like this. There are also so many nurseries and plant shops and garden stores that offer hands-on classes where you can go learn things. You can go to a farmer's market and talk to the actual farmers. There was a stand at a farmer's market I went to this past week where there were folks there that were just an information booth you could go talk to about farming and gardening. You can also go to your local library. I promise you, they have books, magazines, all kind of resources, many of which are going to address your specific region. I know that seeking out knowledge this way takes more time and effort than just like typing a prompt into a chat bot, but I promise you will find so much more value. Not just value in like the information you find, value of like making a connection, a human connection with a local gardener, learning where the gardening stuff is in your library so you can go back and grab more stuff. Stuff like that is going to impact your life more positively overall. You deserve better resources, especially for $20. Big picture, all of this kind of ties into the greater pickle we're collectively in of being trapped within systems of capitalism. I think one of our ways through to something better is by building real community with each other. Going out and meeting people and swapping helpful advice, or really learning from someone who's lived a longer life or a different life than you and has valuable lived experience to share. Prioritize that over running to ChatGPT to ask a question because you want an answer right away. I beg of you. It's key to getting out of the mess that we're in, that we trust and value the advice of our peers and neighbors and friends and community members over what some brand is telling us. Stay vigilant. I'm proud to say, as of this morning, this brand no longer exists on Threads. I was a menace in their comment for a few days. I made a post alerting people in gardening threads to this brand, and that did get reposted a little bit, so I hope that helped. But I guarantee brands like this are a dime a dozen. Doubt on the internet. Doubt first. Make them work for it. Before I found out that they'd been taken down on Threads, I did email the self-eco@gmail pretending to be an interested customer and asked for information about Frank, and as of this recording, I've not been responded to. They're dealing with their Threads account being taken down. Anyway, if you see this account anywhere else, put them on blast. If you're a self-eco farm, Jesus, find something else that makes you happy and go do that. It can't be this. It can't be this. Good God. I hope you guys found this useful. I hope you found it entertaining. Keep your head on a swivel out there. We gotta look out for each other. And like, subscribe if you had fun. Catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.
I have such doubt.